Yo, what's up, guys? You got pokeaim here, coach or captain. Well, actually, coach. No, captain's Manaphy, but coach of the Bronx Beartics with my semi-finals team builder. It has been over 3 months, and we are finally taking on Miguel again in the rematch in the semifinals. So we're taking on the Real Marill, coached by Mega Mogwai. I, of course, am pokeaimMD. You already know that. I said that already. But yeah, Miguel has a very threatening team. He was one of the 2 teams that actually beat us in the regular season of the UCL. I ended up going 13-2, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. I ended up going 13-2, I think, and now I'm playing Miguel. So I decided to actually change up how I play him. Last time I tried to, I guess, outbulk him in a sense, and then bring like 2 Scarfers to potentially cover the weakness of Sticky Web, and then have the bulk go that way. But that didn't end up working out because he had Choice Band and Medicham plus Specs Exploud. Now, I think he could very well still bring those 2 mons again, but I definitely prepped differently this time. And I do want to give a shout out to Tony Flygon. We built this team together that we'll be using. But look at his team. That boy has Sticky Web plus Pokemon like Emboar, Exploud, Medicham, Mamoswine, all to abuse it. He has Klefki, his Dragon Dancer. Actually, outside of Klefki, he really doesn't appreciate my Kyurem-Black at all. He has Mega Latios as his Mega, Tornadus Therian form, Gourgeist Super, Regirock Floatzel. All these are threats that he could definitely bring, and all of them match up well versus him, or versus me anyway. I actually end up playing Miguel in about an hour from me recording this video. So by the time it goes up, I would have already played him. And it should go up, the game itself, Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm pretty sure Jay versus Leo goes up at 10 a.m. No. I think my game actually goes up at 10 a.m. and then Leo and Jay go up at 2 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the time they chose. But in any case, let's just go right into the team builder. Now, I do want to say one thing. I know a lot of you guys are disappointed that I didn't bring Pyroar in the final week of the UCL, especially when I had a good matchup versus Manaphy. I definitely agree that I did have a good matchup versus Manaphy. But the thing is, I've been planning my team, or my revenge team, I guess, versus Miguel ever since I lost to him back in the regular season a long time ago. So I had already planned to bring Pyroar versus Miguel, and I did not want anybody to see it coming if I just decided to let it warm up the bench. Literally, it's the fire type, warming up the bench. No. If I let it decide to warm the bench the entire season, I figured now would be the best time to unleash Lord Envy onto the field. So, as you can see on your screen, I actually am bringing Choice Specs Pyroar with Unnerve this week. Now, Pyroar matches up very well versus Miguel. His 2 Pokemon that do outspeed it would be Tornadus and Mega Latios, and then obviously Galvantula. I guess that's 3 Pokemon. And Floatzel, yeah. But I don't see him bringing, at least not Floatzel versus me. Tornadus, Mega Latios, and Galvantula, more than likely, yes. But the rest, I definitely don't see him bringing versus me. Like Floatzel, I don't think it matches up too well versus me. Maybe with Low Kick or something like that. But then again, like Hard Body takes it on, if anything. Manaphy takes it on. In any case, I am bringing Choice Specs Pyroar this week with Unnerve. Unnerve is just the best ability for this week. Just in case he has like a random Akaberry on maybe Klefki or Mamoswine or something like that. It's just best to bring that. Maybe Gourgeist. So Unnerve helps me through that. But as you can see, I am bringing Choice Specs Modest. Now, I have enough speed to outspeed Jolly Mamoswine, his fastest member that I do outspeed after I dropped a bunch. This also outspeeds, obviously, Jolly Medicham as well. But I want enough speed for that. Overheat does knock it out regardless of Thick Fat with the specs on. Hyper Voice 2-hit KOs everything on his team. Tentacruel is 2-hit KO'd by Hyper Voice. Mega Latios is 2-hit KO'd. Tornadus is 2-hit KO'd. Basically, his best answer to this is Regirock. So I definitely wanted to bring Pyroar this week, and I think the rest of my team handles Regirock pretty well enough to warrant bringing it. I have Fire Blast as well because he does have Soundproof Exploud if he wants to bring that, and Fire Blast / Overheat will be able to deal with that. And then I have Hyper Beam as my final move. I was debating between Dark Pulse and Hyper Beam. I decided to go off with Hyper Beam just because it can OHKO Mega Latios from full 100%, and I can potentially live a Dragon Pulse. Actually, I live it pretty comfortably with my EV spread. The HP and Spadef lets me live Mega Latios' Dragon Pulse most of the time. Max Special Attack just to abuse that. And then enough speed to take on, again, the Mamoswine if he manages to bring Jolly. I very much see him bringing Adamant Mamoswine if he brings that Adamant Exploud. Excuse me, not Adamant Exploud. Modest Exploud, Adamant Medicham. They hit so much harder versus my team. But I didn't want to bring Pyroar as one of my answers to that and just potentially be outsped. So I decided to go enough speed for that. Originally, my set actually only outsped Adamant Mamoswine and Adamant Medicham, but again, we didn't want to bring in have it do absolutely nothing just in case it was outsped. So next up we have the captain of the Bronx Beartics, my Manaphy. Now this only outspeeds Adamant Medicham and Adamant Mamoswine, mainly because Medicham has to be Adamant in order to 2-hit KO everything on my team, potentially 2-hit KO Reuniclus if it takes a little bit of prior damage, so it has to be Adamant to do that. And Mamoswine I eat a hit from anyway regardless, and Scald knocks it out. I also, as you can see, I have Tail Glow, Scald, Ice Beam, and Protect. Now what Protect does is, if it's ever Manaphy versus Medicham, and Medicham is at full and I have not boosted, if I go for Protect, it goes for a Jump Kick, hurts itself, and it takes 49%, and that is the min that I need for Scald to knock it out. Scald does min 51%. Medicham, the EV spread that he brought last time was like 148 HP Medicham, something like that, with max attack and then whatever, something like that. Basically, 51% is 78 HP for Medicham on that spread specifically, or just even on max HP anyway. And, well, on that spread specifically, and the min that I can do with Modest Scald is 79 points of damage. So I will be able to knock it out. Ice Beam plus Scald hits his entire team. I deal with Gourgeist, plus 3 Scald deals with Medicham, X-Cloud. I live hits from Megalodios, I live hits from Tornadus. This can also break through Klefki, which is something that can be a little bit of a pain for my dragons, depending on that, but that's like the only pain for my dragons. The rest of it, they don't care at all. And again, Protect helps me scout. It helps me out if he wants to double, and I can then deal with it by, again, protecting, seeing that he doubled, and take advantage of that, because Manaphy being in versus certain mons, like let's say it's a situation where he has Mamoswine out versus my Manaphy, and I click Scald as he goes out to Megalodios, I get a burn. Now he doubles, let's say he doubles into something predicting, or he doubles into Mamoswine predicting my, I don't know, my Aggron I want to come out or something, and he's choice banding Mamoswine or something like that, and I go for Protect. Mamoswine is now in, and I already got off damage on Latios, and I'm free to click Scald again, or even Ice Beam predicting Latios to want to come out. Not saying that this isn't, the game hasn't happened yet, but I've been thinking about a lot of scenarios. I've been running the game in my head just to see. I've been trying to have a game plan, you know, because I definitely want to win this week. Because if we win this, we end up to the finals of the UCL where we either play Jay or Leo. So got to do my best. But yeah, really bulky Manaphy, does not die to any hit from any member of my opponent's team outside of Bandit, Adamant Medicham's high jump kick. So this also helps me check Floatzel, helps me check Regirock, and can check Emboar as well as outspeeding it, and check Klefki. Also his Tentacruel if it's not running Acid Spray or Haze. I do beat it with Scald Burns plus Tail Glow boosted attacks. So Manaphy could definitely put in work versus him. Next up we have Fizz, the Flygon. Now look at my set. I am not the Choice Scarf Flygon that I was bringing in the first week. In the first time I ever battled him, I brought Choice Scarf Flygon plus Choice Scarf Beatdown to U-turn out into my Beatdown and knock out Galvantula, getting rid of the Sticky Web setter, though he did get up Sticky Web. This week, I don't want to play with Sticky Web at all. I want to play this game as if there are no Sticky Web at all on the field, so I decided to use Anti-Lead Flygon. It has Earthquake and Quick Attack, Adamant Nature to 100% knock out Galvantula into Earthquake and Quick Attack. With a Focus Sash, I can defog in the following turn. I also have Toxic, which allows me to hit potentially Latios, Tornadus, or even Gourgeist if Gourgeist decides to come in, and I can just defog on them. And by me going for Earthquake plus Quick Attack, if he chooses to attack me, he doesn't get webs. If he doesn't attack me, I keep my Focus Sash and I can defog versus anything. I have enough speed for Jolly Mamoswine to be able to outspeed that. And again, Adamant Earthquake 2-hit KOs Medicham, and 2-hit KOs X-Cloud, smacks Emboar, and Toxic just helps me out versus Gourgeist Super, helps Hard Body beat it 1v1 if that is one of his answers to it. And also Lord Envy, the Pyroar can also put in work versus Gourgeist, resisting both of its hits. Actually, one of them it's immune to, and I don't care about Will-O-Wisp obviously either. So I did not want to play this game with Sticky Web at all if he does choose to bring that. And if not, I mean, I still have a Focus Sash Flygon, which can stay in versus Medicham and 2-hit KO with Earthquake, not fearing going down. And it is a good defogger because, again, it's not weak to spikes. So next up we have Beat Down, the Choice Scarf Kyurem-Black. Now, I decided to bring it more mixed than I did last time. I think last time I brought fully special, if I'm not mistaken. This time we are mixed. Outrage, with this attack investment, I knock out 56 HP X-Cloud, which is what he brought last time. I knock it out 100% of the time. Fusion Bolt can knock out Tentacruel if it's just max HP, 100% with rocks, and most of the time it can knock it out anyway. Although I do fully expect him to bring, like, maybe some defense, that way he could take on the likes of, I guess, Garbage better, and a few other mons on my team. So Ice Beam with max special attack investment smacks Gourgeist, smacks Latios, smacks Tornadus, smacks Galvantula. It can even 2-hit KO X-Cloud and Medicham, so it does really well versus him. And then again, Outrage is just so spammable versus him late game. If I get rid of Klefki, I click Outrage. With Rocks up, I kill everything. So Kyurem-Black, I'm hoping that Beatdown can literally beat this man down this week. Yeah, I'll do my best with that, but Draco Meter's just there just because it does a lot to Mamoswine, and if I need to drop a Draco on him, I definitely can. If I don't want to lock myself into Outrage, basically, and he has a Mon that dies to Draco, I will drop a Draco on him. Enough speed, that way I can outspeed Tornadus, max speed Tornadus. I fully expect him just to bring Tornadus. I think I made a Tornadus spread. What was it? I don't have it right here at the moment, but let me just, I'll show you guys the spread that I expect him to bring if he does bring Tornadus. Level 50. Say Timid. Pyroar is my fastest member, so let's go Timid. Level 50. Again, I'm just trying to show you because I had it all before, but I don't know where it is now. 173 speed, so I fully expect him to bring that, and maybe this. And that allows him to smack me with Hurricanes, Heat Waves, and then the rest in HP just so he can take the bulk. Again, that's if he wants to be life orb or offensive. So that's something I expect him to bring on Tornadus if he wants to bring that. Crap. You guys see my fake Miguel team that I planted here during the I don't know if you guys noticed, but during the UU live movie, I actually planted a fake Miguel team just in case people would see it and people that would help him build. Pretty much brought the mods that I wouldn't bring, except for these two, but I think he expected me to bring those two anyway, so I didn't feel like hiding them. Where's my team? Where's my team? Here it is. So, as I said, Choice Scarf Kyurem-Black puts in a lot of work versus him. Next up, we have Hard Body, the Reuniclus. Physically, we have to be fully physically defensive because it's crazy how Adamant Choice Band and Medicham does like 40, I think 47 to 52 or 53%, 54%, something like that. So it's a guaranteed 3 KO, but it's very, very close. And if I don't constantly recover, if I don't run leftovers, I'm in a very bad situation. I was debating bringing Trick Room as the last set or the last move on this, because Shadow Ball Psychic hits his entire team. And Recover obviously was needed to take on Medicham. But I was debating bringing Trick Room just because if the plan goes wrong and he sets up Sticky Webs, at least I can abuse Trick Room with my entire team. Manaphy, Pyroar, they all just would outspeed him in the Trick Room. However, I think Thunder Wave is just better because Mega Latios and Tornadus can definitely be threats, and I want to be able to slow them down. Even Exploud and Medicham, if I can Thunder Wave them, they're not problems anymore. Yes, they can still break through, but they're so slow that my entire team can outspeed them. So I put Thunder Wave as the last move, the yellow color. It definitely allows me to check Latios better. Last time I brought Calm Mind, and he had like Psyop Latios. So Thunder Wave also allows Manaphy to beat Latios 1v1 100% of the time, and same thing with Tornadus. So I opted for Thunder Wave over that. And again, we brought fully physically defensive because this can take on Medicham, it can take on Emboar to an extent. It can take on Mamoswine, though Mamoswine hits very, very hard if it's like Choice Band. It's so hard, man. Knockoff, Life Orb Knockoff even does a lot if it's Adamant as well. It hits so hard, but I'm just trying to be very offensive to the point where I don't let Mamoswine come in for free. And I can also just Thunder Wave float, so if that becomes a threat. Last but not least, we have Panza, my Mega Aggron. Now, again, I do have Protect on this as well. Same thing with the Medicham thing. If I can Protect and he just takes the 50%, the 49%, whatever, if he's EV'd right, if he just takes half from hitting himself, easy. Also great for scouting versus potentially Tentacruel doubles, like predicting me to want to go out into like Reuniclus like he did last time, so great for scouting. Heavy Slam and Earthquake hits his entire team. Heavy Slam smacks Latios, Tornadus. It doesn't do too much to Mamoswine, not really, but Earthquake does about a decent amount to Mamoswine anyway. With Rocks Up, I mean, Rocks Up and Heavy Slam is usually potentially a 2 KO and a Life Orb hit, maybe with that. Max special defense, that way we could take on Exploud better. This is my normal resist. Also, prior to Mega Evolution, I do 4 times resist the Boom Burst from Exploud. And on top of that, again, Stealth Rock, just getting that chip damage off on Tornadus, on Mega Latios. Pyroar can put in a lot of work versus that if he wants to bring them. Again, this can eat up hits. This can also eat up hits from Regirock if it needs to. And with Toxic on Flygon if it's like Cursed Regirock. If it's Cursed Regirock, I mean, Manaphy beats it anyway. And Aggron just does so well versus him as well. So I very much like the team that I brought this week. I was working on this, not really working on it, but I had a few ideas. At least the Flygon and the Pyroar, those are 2 mons I 100% thought about bringing since I lost versus Miguel. I decided to change up my playstyle, as you guys can see, and by me doing so, I feel like with this offense that I have, I can play a bit more aggressive, and that won't put me in situations where if he makes a double into Medicham, one, Protect helps so much, guys. Protect helps so much. Medicham doesn't come in on Pyroar, it doesn't come in on Beatdown, but it can potentially come in on an Aggron double, and with Protect, Medicham goes for high jump kick, takes the damage. I also scout for a trick as well if he has that on his Medicham. So thank you everybody for watching, and yeah, expect the battle up on 10 a.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern. So I'll see you guys there. Goodbye, friends.